Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of Gaming Professions and Careers. I'm Professor Greg, and today we don't have any special guests. Well, it's in the middle of summer, and a lot of our guests are traveling, so I decided to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about one of the issues in the gaming community, and that is addiction. Addiction to games. That's right. That is going to be today's topic. It's going to be a short discussion of um, what is addiction and basically how many people have addictions in the gaming community, what are its symptoms, and how it could be treated. So, I understand a lot of people who consider um, gaming as a career, whether they want to be content creators, streamers, or even if you are planning to be a programmer, we have computer addictions. The addictions with technology is you know, serious problem. And some people, I'm not saying a lot, but some people, um, a percentage of people deal with this issue. So it's worth discussing that. All right. Um, I would start by defining what is addiction. Addiction, you know, is sort of a neurophysiological disorder characterized by a persistent and intense urge to use uh, something and that has negative consequences. So this thing could be drug, this could be harmful substances, this could be technology. Well, technology is not all, good. It could be bad if you use it for too long. Of course, it could affect your health, your physical wellness. These are things that you probably know, and I don't need to repeat it. Anyways, so let's look at some of the recent stats. Like, there are over a billion people playing video games worldwide, and there are reports that about 3 to 4% of gamers are addicted to video games. Okay? Well, these 4% is a global average. So, but if you look at like different age categories, you see some differences there. Like among the youth, people aging 18 to aging 8 to 18, this is closer to 10%, while it's lower for older adults. So, and especially like when we were having guests and we were talking about how you would manage work-life balance, because like if you're considering to shift and produce more contents and make it your full-time job, you need to have a balance in that, which makes sense, right? um, because like there are times that you are playing for the purpose of recording, and there are times that you're playing just to have fun. Of course, if you can do both together, it's optimal. But if you're in video production, sometimes it doesn't work like that. You have to play maybe tons of games, until you get the scenes that you want all together to present them in a video. Well, not all of it are pleasant, which makes sense. So where would we draw the line? How could we achieve that balance? All right. So today we're going to talk about addiction, which has some relations to that topic that we discussed. All right. So what are symptoms of video game addiction? Basically, the first and most prevalent symptom is fatigue, feeling restlessness, feeling irritable. Like when you work with computers for too long, you could get, angry easily. Anything could, make you feel angry. Even if there is your phone ringing for no reason, it could just make you angry. And that's a fact. And also, you would start feeling that you are isolated, you have no friends, um, your family members are picking on you, um, and you might start having headaches, migraines, intense migraines. You could start feeling that, okay, my back hurts, my neck hurts. Um, and also, you might start feeling that, oh, my fingers and my wrist hurts. So, these are some of the physical and mental and emotional symptoms of game addiction. So, you might have experienced a few of these at different levels, not too intense, but maybe you have felt, okay, my neck is hurting. That's a sign that, okay, maybe you need to take a break. But a lot of physical things could be resolved if you give yourself short breaks, like if you go with the 20-20 rule, like every 20 minutes you play, look at an object that is 20 feet away from you. And that's because like you don't want to hurt your eyes. Your eyes are focusing on the screen and you just want your eyes to change its focus in order to, keep the eye muscles moving, and that's good for your eyes health. Or maybe standing up between the games that you're playing, between the rounds, walking around, stretching between the rounds, doing some stretching moves. Well, sometimes games are intense. You might not be able to do that. It needs higher levels of commitment, but there are minimum things that you can do. For example, one thing that you can do is to buy one of these desks that, convert to sitting position to standing position. That's one thing you can do. They're not like very expensive. They're cheap on Amazon. You can find them for maybe 100 or $200. There are different models. That's one solution. You can, as I said, you can go with the 20-20 rule every 20 minutes, every 30 minutes, just for a few seconds, look at an object that is in the distance. That's another solution. And basically, these are like things that you can do to take care of yourself physically. But when it comes to emotional, it needs different practices. All right. So let's assume you're a content producer. You have to play 10 games. It requires 10 hours of commitment. And you have to take care of yourself as well, because it is going to affect your mentality. Okay, you might feel angry, irritated. The results of those games might not be pleasant. So you'll be like, okay, the video would not look great, and that could irritate you. Okay, well, there are different things that you can do. Maybe, of course, some of it is about scheduling. Like you can break it down to 2 hours and record in multiple days. But other than that, there are some practices that you can do to prevent, getting addicted to the games. If you feel like you're playing too much, you are putting too much effort in this. Okay, one of the immediate practices is to, well, it's summer. I know it's tempting to stay inside and play video games, but you can also be the pioneer in having, go out or outdoor dates with your playmates. This is something that I used to do like 8-10 years ago. I used to hang out with my World of Warcraft friends, even outside of a game. We would go together for dinner, a time to talk about different stuff outside, and we had a lot of fun. Actually, I think that was very healthy because you can develop bonds even deeper than the bonds that you have in game when you meet people in person, or you can have you can go out with your high school friends, university friends, or your neighbors. Like if you have a good relationship with them, you can plan things out and be the pioneers, take the initiation, and have some planning to go outside. And those outside plannings are very refreshing. That's one thing that you can do. And the second thing is to have at least 30 minutes in a day doing some intense exercises like running, cycling, those kind of exercises. would help with your blood circulation, and that can change your temperament and mood. These are important. And that can like sometimes help you to, if you need to record for, I don't know, 3 4 5 hours, exercising, having that physical wellness would actually prevent a lot of mood changes. It will reduce that. So there are these two things would definitely help. These are good practices you can follow and do. Exercising, even if it's like 30 minutes a day, intense exercising, going out with friends, and also time management is the third factor. I understand that like for someone who's pursuing gaming as a career, even if you're planning to program, write codes, getting enough sleep is very important. Managing your time is very important. Some people do not know time management techniques. There are different books for it. But as we go along, I'll definitely delve deeper into these things because, like, I believe for gamers out there or content creators, streamers who, put out content on Twitch or YouTube, there are not a lot of conversations on how do I manage my time? How do I take control of my life while I can actively produce? Well, you will see that in successful gamers, like with millions of followers. They have agents, they have people around them who would help them with these issues. They have planners, and those kind of people who help them. But for someone who is in transition, who's a starter with 10,000 subscribers, or maybe even 100,000 subscribers, you don't have that much money to spend to hire someone who would be able to manage your time and like respond to your emails or manage your tweets or things like that. You have to do a lot of things yourself. And when you are in that phase, self-care, exercising, spending time outside with friends would become very important and would become part of your growth. All right. So just to recap, we talked about addiction today. We talked about symptoms, emotional, physical symptoms, and we talked about some immediate solutions. Some of these immediate solutions were time management, continuous exercising, and spending time out with friends, hanging out with friends, gaming friends, neighbors, high school friends, university friends, those that are close to you, or maybe you want to reconnect after a long time. That's fine. Just having that time out is important. All right. Thank you all. Please consider referring this podcast to your friends. Also, one important news. We have reached 2,000 downloads plus watches, watch time on YouTube and podcasting platforms combined. So we have had 2,000 people following us and listening to us. That's awesome. Thank you all for supporting us, and we continue to create, this episodes for you. And we look forward to hearing back from you. And if you have any specific guests that you would like to see on this podcast, please do not hesitate to put their names in the comment. We will definitely reach out to them and invite them to be on our podcast. Tell us about your favorite people and stay safe. Take care. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.